Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the daily Tesla report for Tuesday, September 13th, 2022. Before I jump into the charts, just want to remind you, wickedstocks.com has a full assortment of premium products: daily Triple Q report, daily SPY report, weekly S&P 500, weekly NASDAQ 100, weekly TLT, that is the long bond of ETF variety, the 20-plus year long bond. Also, 2 individual stock picks a week, all in 5 to 10 minute video format for a very reasonable price. The daily Tesla report will continue every single trading day through September, at which point we're going to roll to another high volume, very tradable, day tradable stock, probably out of the top 10 of the NASDAQ 100. And I will take requests. I'll consider them. So the more requests you put out, the more likely it is we may actually do that particular stock. So give that some thought. Anyway, let's jump into the charts for Tuesday, September 13th. Just sort of a big picture reminder. You know, when we started the Tesla report a couple of weeks ago, about a week and a couple of days ago, it was last week, actually, a week ago. We'd mentioned how this rising channel bottom, presently at 274.54, can contain selling through October, and in fact, above which the 337.31 descending channel top is likely by the end of October. Now, on the way up, I'd mentioned how we had a 2 to 3 week objective at the channel top that is presently at 299.91, and we reached that in almost as many days following the testing of this support presently at 274.54. And in fact, on Monday, yesterday, we essentially gapped above this channel formation, and it did essentially contain daily selling pressures. And you can see over here, I have it weighted as a weekly support level, 3 stars. Able to contain weekly selling pressures, and now I'm expecting 337.31 over the next 2 to 3 weeks. I think that is realistic, so long as we continue trading above 299.91. The updraft continues following the testing of longer-term support last week at 274.54. Now, on the way up, we've got minor levels to trade. 310.67, though, stands out as that which can contain daily buying pressures. And I can show you that is nothing more than a longer term, actually, 50% upside Fibonacci retracement. AB is the all-time high from last year, and B is last May's low. And so, that is a 50% upside retracement, respected for its ability to contain daily buying pressures. I'm going to keep it as a single session containment level only, rather than a weekly resistance area. Now, of course, because it coincides nicely with that high area in late July, early August, and you could actually say that it was the element that contained those buying pressures, a month or so ago. That it should still be respected for not only its ability to contain daily buying pressures, but perhaps weekly buying pressures as well. Obviously, you could see there's a scenario here where over the next day or two, we rally up to 310.67 thereabouts, perhaps even retesting that 314.66 high, which you can see in the support and resistance I just have as a mere intraday resistance area. I do think it would be a settlement above 310.67, which did not occur in late July, early August, when we were testing that long-term 50% Fibonacci. We did not close above 310.67, so I'm keeping 314.66 weighted as a light level intraday resistance only, because I think if we close above 310.67, we're that much closer to reaching 337.31, probably inside of 2 weeks, rather than the 2 to 3 weeks that I'm giving it now. So there is a scenario at play that may play out into later week, which is to say, holding above 299.91, we maintain kind of a 1 to 2 day target now at 310.67, which can contain daily buying pressures. We could push through 310.67, tag 314.66, fall back and close the day below 310.67, and we're merely testing this high area. So, I'll let you play it as you like. 310.67 well suited for day traders. Also, 3 to 5 day swing traders perhaps can either liquidate a long position following the, whether you bought it at 274.54 last week, or you bought it again following Monday's gap above that channel top at 299.91. So the 3 to 5 day swing trade at 310.67 could result in falling back to 299.91 over the following day, 2 or 3. But once again, if we close today above 310.67, I think you can forget 314.66 as a significant resistance area. I don't consider it that anyway. I would anticipate 324.36 within about 3 to 5 days and 337.31 within a couple of weeks. 337.31 is considered a 1 to 2 month target, once again above 274.54, and 337.31, if tested over the next few weeks, can contain buying through the rest of the year, and we can fall off from here in a meaningful way. Let's talk downside today. If we break or open below 299.91, 295.97 is likely. We can bottom out there on an intraday basis. If we break 295.97, 290.31 is attainable intraday. I don't think I have that labeled anywhere, but I can describe it for you. It is nothing more than a downside 3/8 Fibonacci from last week's low that was right here against yesterday's, that is Monday's high. So 3/8 back is 290.31. I would expect a daily low there if tested today, for instance. But just know that if we do close, and let me zoom in here a little bit better with some of these other charts. There we go. If we close back below 299.91 today, and keep in mind that that would also be a settlement below yesterday's, that is Monday's low of 300.40. So closing below the low of a move high is heavy in itself, and certainly closing back below 299.91, I think you've got a good case for a failed 2 to 3 week buy signal up to 337.31. And with that, this market can quite easily fall back into the mid 270s again, that 274.54 longer term channel bottom, then in reach by the end of next week or sooner if we settle today below 299.91. So keep that in mind. It's still a reliable, reliable, if you will, legitimate pivot point, 299.91. We're above it now, 2 to 3 week target now to the upside at 337.31. But if we close below 299.91, 274.54 is then likely by the end of next week, where once again we can bottom out into, possibly through October trade, and above which 337.31 is expected by the end of October. I will finish with the big picture once again, just to let you know that if we do close in the coming week or two below the 274.54 channel bottom, we do have a meaningful sell signal, but not of the long-term variety that should yield only this 254.04 longer-term rising two-thirds speed line. So I would call that a 1 to 2 week target if we close below 274.54. 254.04 also respectable in its ability to contain monthly selling pressures, possibly into later year, and not unless we close below 254.04 do I see this market back on its heels as we continue into the later fourth quarter. I would then anticipate within a month or two 206.58, and over the next over the full 2-month time frame, this 193.09 descending channel bottom, which if you've been a Wicked Stock subscriber in the premium section, you know that we had this pegged pretty well in May when we formed these lows. This was a target, this channel bottom at 193.09. We slipped below it on a weekly basis several times, but never closed below it. And it was a formation that I'd mentioned can contain quarterly selling pressures at the time. We would anticipate it again if we settle below 254.04, but we're a long way from that right now. I will leave you with this image here. This pretty much says everything for the day. Maybe I'll leave you with this image here. I think that's a little better because it incorporates 210.67, a level that may well be in reach today above 299.91. That is all I have for Tuesday's Daily Tesla Report. I'll be back tomorrow with Wednesdays. Please click like and subscribe. It helps us a great deal. Tell your friends. Have a great day.